Hey, hey, hey. Good day. Good day, Tim. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Good day, everybody. Thank you for joining in. We are still on location at, oh my goodness, beautiful, beautiful Martha's Vineyard. We're having such a great time, Gladys. It's been absolutely amazing. I'm kind of like indoors today because it's raining a little bit outside. So had to readjust a little bit today. Yes, Gladys, happy vacation. I appreciate that. Okay, Wayne, you're giving me a little yabba dabba do today. All right, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. So, good morning, good day, happy Wednesday, wherever you are. I know all is well right here in this moment. Right, Pamela? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, I love that I have this compass behind me. Isn't that cool? Yes. What direction are you going into? Right? I love Dr. Will Coleman. He's the person that I took that class with, the African American spiritual diasporic class, diasporic spirituality class. And he oftentimes says to us, what direction are you headed? Right? Go in the direction that your feet are facing, right? Your eyes are facing front, your heart is in the front of your body, and your feet are facing front. So your head, your eyes, your heart, and your feet are all headed in the same direction. So make sure you are in alignment. And I love that. That's like one of my takeaways from that class. One of many. Oh, yes, girl. Yes, doing the Prince. Got my Prince hat on today. Yes. Yesterday, Marco and I were rocking our Paisley Park shirts together, and we were twinning yesterday. So, all right, enough of the chit. I'm just chit-chatting, right? I'm just chit-chatting like you're right here with me. And you are, right? You are. So welcome to Morning Sip. Sip is Spirit in Practice. I am Rev Melissa here on location, bringing you the Parable series. Yes, I am loving the Parable series. And so just as a reminder, what is a parable? It's a simple, short story that illustrates a moral or spiritual lesson, right? So it has the literal meaning, and it has a deeper meaning, right? And so we are cluing into both, right? The literal and the figurative, but we want to see what the lesson is there for us. Yes? Yes, Vanessa, we want to explore the lesson. So yesterday, I shared the parable that I created when I was taking a class with Eugene Holden through Centers for Spiritual Living, Ignite Your Life with Bible Wisdom. And the class focused on the parables of Jesus, because Jesus taught through parables. And we used this wonderful book that I know a couple of you have already ordered by Erwin Seal, Learn to Live, A New Thought Interpretations of the Parables. It's a great read, and it gives you definitely the deeper meaning behind the parables. So if you want to check that out, please do so. So my parable was the parable of homelessness, and I share the story of what happened for me with an interaction that I had with a homeless man about 20 years ago. I'm pretty sure it's been at least that long. And so if you missed that, please check out yesterday's replay of Morning Sip, and you can hear the whole story. But the takeaway, the deeper meaning for me in that was, what do you want? Right? Because the homeless man was very clear about what he wanted, and he asked for it. And I believe that he believed that he would receive it, because he had on his sign very, very clearly what he wanted. And what he wanted was $10. That's what he wanted. And this morning, when I was preparing for SIP, what came to me was, we say that everything is a prayer. If you keep saying and asking for the same things over and over again, it's a prayer. It's a prayer. So what he wrote on his sign was a prayer. Please give me $10, right? That was a prayer. He was asking, he was believing. I saw it. Something within me moved within me to give that to him. And it was exactly what I had. And here I am telling you the whole story all over again. Listen to the replay from yesterday. But that's the takeaway, okay? What is it that you want? Ask for it, believe that you will receive it. And don't get caught up in the how. Don't get caught up in the how. All right. So today I want to share another parable from Helen Moore. And Helen was one of my classmates in the class, Ignite Your Life with Bible Wisdom. And she just so happened to be on Morning Sip this past Monday. Now, I just need to say this again. She's never been on Morning Sip. She sent me an email afterwards telling me that it was her intention since the class to check me out on Morning Sip, but for whatever reason, the timing just didn't work for her. And on that Monday, the Monday that I decided that I'm going to do parables, here she is tuning into Morning Sip. Now, if that ain't divine timing, I don't know what is. It's not like I sent her a text and said, girl, I'm going to do parables today, this week. Come on, sip. No, there she was. And on top of that, she is one of the parables that I wanted to share this week. So I had the intention of reaching out to her to ask for her permission to read her parable, to share her parable this week. And there she is on Sip. So I just asked her on Sip. I was like, hey, girl, can I use your parable? She was like, absolutely. And so here we are. I just love that. I just love that. So I know that she's not with us right now because she hit me up and she told me that she had an appointment. So she'll see the replay. But just a shout out to you, Helen Moore. And just to say thank you again for allowing me to use your parable today. So the parable is called The Parable of the Two Helens. The Parable of the Two Helens. And remember, all of our parables were based in what the kingdom of heaven is for us, right? So the kingdom of heaven for me is home, returning home, right? This is the kingdom of heaven for Helen. All right. All right. The parable of the two Helens. The kingdom of heaven is like the story of two Helens. Harried Helen was persistently troubled and worried, especially with petty annoyances. Holy Helen was grateful and peaceful, trusting that life was unfolding perfectly. One February morning, they awoke to 8 inches of snowfall from the previous night. Harried Helen looked out and saw only hours of shoveling and a sore back in the freezing cold. She thought, oh no, all those crazy drivers out there and the street hasn't been plowed yet. I should just stay in the bed. So she stayed in the bed and hid under the covers. Holy Helen looked out at the snow white world, sparkling like diamonds in the February sun. She dressed warmly and went out to shovel. She heard the sound of silence and felt awe and wonder at the beauty of creation. Holy Helen experienced joy and peace. I ask you, which Helen experienced the kingdom of heaven that day? And then she has the principle. We believe heaven is within us, and we experience heaven to the degree that we become conscious of it. Holy Helen's awareness of beauty and peace in the snowfall allowed her to be conscious of and experience heaven in the present moment. Harried Helen's awareness of the petty toils and troubles of the snowfall blocked her from experiencing the heaven at hand. And then she has a closing Bible verse, Psalms 139, verse 7 through 10. Whither shall I go from thy spirit? Or whither shall I flee from thy presence? If I ascend into heaven, thou art there. If I descend into Sheol, behold, thou art there also. If I lift up my wings with those of an eagle and dwell in the uppermost parts of the sea, even there also shall thy hand lead, and thy right hand shall hold me. I love that, because in essence, what Psalms 139, 7 through 10 is talking about is wherever you are, God is. That there is no place where God is not. Yes? Oh, yes. So here is my question. Which Helen are you? Are you harried Helen, or are you holy Helen? Which one are you, right? You wake up in the morning and immediately something happens and you're just annoyed, right? You just like in a mood, a bad mood, and you just gonna stay there, right? No matter what, you just gonna stay there, right? Or you wake up and something happens and you say, okay, that happened. Let me keep it moving. And you're able to shift yourself and see something that you are grateful for, right? And that's why I love our morning spiritual practice, because our spiritual practice helps us to shift, right, to that higher consciousness, that higher knowingness that all is well, right? I see you, Gladys. Gladys is saying it all depends on the day. So what is in charge then? If it depends on the day, then then you're going to be all over the place, right? More than likely, you might have a pattern. You might have a pattern that is more harried Helen than holy Helen. Because you know what the thing is about this, Gladys? The day doesn't determine who and what you are. Who and what we are is divine, right? It doesn't change. We change our perspective about it, right? If we if our day was determined by the day, I don't want my day to be determined by the day. Oh no, I want my day to be determined by the truth of who I am, right? I want it to be determined by what I am grateful for. I want it to be determined by the blessings that I am receiving. Yes? And it's a choice that we get to make. It's a choice that we get to make. So my knowing Gladys, I know that her day is a day of creativity, right? And I know that lends itself to an understanding, a consciousness of creating a day that works for her. I know it. You know how I know that, Gladys? Because what's your favorite thing to say? Gladys's favorite thing to say is do you. Do you, right? So someone with the consciousness of do you is choosing to do you, to do themselves, right? In a good, uplifting way. I am 100% sure about this, Gladys. You can't tell me no different. So look at your pattern. What is your pattern of thinking about anything, right? We could pick anything. Gladys sent a LOL. We could pick anything, right? So I don't really tune into the news, but I get the news. I call it the people's news, right? Just out and about in the world, you overhear conversations or people in your circle want to tell you, the current events, or you see stuff on Facebook or whatever it may be. Somehow the news gets filtered in. Now, if my day was shaped by the current events of the day, I would be harried Melissa. I would just pull my covers over my head. I would not want to engage in that day, right? However, holy Melissa, holy Gladys, holy Let me see who's on here. Let me shout out some more holies. Holy Tim, holy Wayne, right? Holy every one of us get to decide, get to make a conscious choice about what our day will be. Is it going to be a day where we bundle up, go outside, and shovel the snow, seeing the sparkling of the sun hitting the snow, looking like diamonds, right? Appreciating the wonder of it all? Or are we just going to be funky because it snowed? So many of us, for so many of us, our day is determined by the weather. So today it's raining a little bit. Right now it's like a little drizzle going on, right? The forecast is predicting that we might feel some tropical storm situation, right? But it hasn't happened yet. Right now it's just drizzling. But some of us woke up, we checked out the weather forecast. It says it's going to be high winds and a flash flood and torrential rain, right? And immediately our day is just, my day is just all ruined because of a forecast. Because of a forecast. We get to decide. We get to decide what our day will be, how we will be in our day, how we show up in our day. We could take it simply moment by moment. So everyone that is with me right now live and everyone that sees this on the replay, I want you to take a breath right now. Take a breath, deep breath in and out. So if you are able to take that breath, all is well. Right here and right now, all is well. Because there are those who cannot take a breath right now. There are those who are on ventilators, and the ventilator is breathing for them, right? If you're watching Morning Sip, I know that is not your situation. So we get to choose if we're going to be harried or holy. And we get to choose if we're going to be holy, not just for ourselves, but for others. We get to choose if we're going to be harried, not just for ourselves, but for others. It's contagious. It spreads like a virus. How are you going to be in the world? How are you showing up right now? Not tomorrow, but right now, as it drizzles outside. What are you going to do? How are you going to be? The whole thing about the parables, Jesus' parables in particular, it's about inner transformation, right? It was about how you're going to be, how you are being, what you are doing, right? That's what was important to Jesus. Who are you being? Are you being a demonstration of love? Or because I'm trying to think of something that was happening in Jesus' time right now. Well, it rained and snowed then too, right? So let's say it rained. Let's say it rained. Let's say it rained. Because it rained, are you just going to be funky all day? So we get to decide, harried or holy. Yes, Lindsay, all is well in my day. I know it is. I know it is. So we're going to continue with our parables. And tomorrow, I'm going to share a parable from Jesus. It's the parable of the two sons. And I love this parable. I love this parable. If you're not familiar with it, you will be tomorrow. Okay? All right, y'all. So 2 things. One more thing, a challenge. I challenge you, and I said this the other day. I challenge each one of you to create your own parable, something from your life, right? Something that you relate to, something from your life, right? And embedded in that is a lesson, a deeper meaning, a deeper knowing. Yes? So you have the example of mine from yesterday. You have the example of Helen's for today. So let's say by Monday, create your parable, send it to me, DM it to me, or you can send it to iamrevmelissa@gmail.com. And based on how many I get, I'm going to pull one or two, and there's going to be a prize. Yeah, there's going to be a prize. All right. All right. So it's up to you if you want to accept the challenge or not. Totally up to you. But I know my congregation of joy, and we love a challenge. We love a challenge. All right, y'all. So there you have it. Thank you, Helen Moore, so much for your parable of the two Helens. And I know which Helen you are. You are Holy Heaven, Holy Helen. Girl, I'm just going to start calling you Heaven. All right, y'all. So let's get into some joy news. I see you, Diana Smith. Yes, all is well in my soul. So love seeing life from parables. It is so rich. It is, Diana. And you know what else would be rich? If you created your own parable, that would be rich too. Yes. All right. All right, y'all. Okay. So some joy news. Living Life in Joy this Sunday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. It's a wonderful show. My guest host is Sekou Wrights, because I'm here on location. And we have a celebrity guest. Yes, we do. So please tune in for that on Sunday, Living Life in Joy. And Living Life in Joy, that show, if you're not familiar, is the show that is the vehicle to share other people's connection to their yes. So we interview people who are connected to their yes so that we can share it. It's another vehicle to share the joy in the world. Yes? Okay. And then on Monday, y'all, it's the next meditation with the moon. It's the new moon, September 6th, 4 a.m. Eastern Time, right where you're watching us now. And afterwards, we go on Zoom for the after party where we fellowship and just share and spend some time with each other. So please join me on Monday, 4 a.m. Remember, the days we do meditation with the moon, there is no 10:30 morning sip. 4 a.m. is the sip. Meditation with the moon. We do a full spiritual practice. All right. So let me check in with Sekou real quick and see what Sekou do we have today. I don't know the harried Sekou. I just know the holy Sekou.
Oh, see. Oh, now we don't even have enough time to go into that. I will say briefly that during the pandemic, I picked up a book about anger, and I picked up the book to understand someone else. And for the first 3 chapters, I was like, oh yeah, I see how that works for them. But then I got to chapter 4 and I was like, wait a minute now. Hold up. Who you think you're talking to, book? Who you think you're talking to like that? So for me, I think Harriet Sekou does not live on the surface, because you and other people have said that. Like, you don't see it. And honestly, I believe that I was not Harriet Sekou, that was not something that was a part of me. But lurking just beneath the surface, lurking in here, there has been lots of harriedness. And that, like, goes to the point of doing the work. Like, it's not just what you say, it's not just what you do, it's what you think. It's the world that lives in your head that you have to clear out. Like, that's the hard work. That's the hard work, clearing out what happens in your head. So That said, you set me off with that little comment. But what I wanted to say, that's a whole other talk. That's a whole other talk. But what I wanted to say is, I want to get back to this weather thing, because literally, for those of you that don't know, I've been running every single day since the first day of June. So that's 93 days as of today. I literally do not check the weather, because I know if I check the weather, I'm gonna start the churn. It's like, oh, well, wait a minute now. It's supposed to thunderstorm. Well, maybe I should. The maybe I shoulds are going to start if I check the weather. So I go regardless, because I am training myself to go regardless of what the circumstances are, physically or mentally or otherwise. You got to practice. You got to build that muscle. So today, yeah, it was raining. I got out right there in it, 6 a.m., running in the rain. And now it's dry, right? So I could have waited, but no, I go when I say I'm going to go, despite what the weather is, and I don't check the weather, because I know that that's going to start the excuses. You can't check. You got to be committed to what you're going to do. So I had to say,
yes,
yes. Don't check the weather. If I'm running with someone else, no, we don't check the weather. We go. We say, we go. That's it. Whatever it is out there, we're just going to run through it. That's what it is.
Yes, and it was similar here. I got up, I checked the weather, right? And so it said on the thing, it said it's raining, like right now it's raining, right? I look out the window, it ain't raining. It ain't raining, right? So you can't go by the world. You can't go by the world, right? You got to use your own eyes, right? Your spiritual eyes, especially, right?
And that takes us all the way back to what you were saying.
Yes. Yes.
Like, if you react to the weather, then yeah, you could have a bad day, because you're like, oh, just based on the prediction, the forecast, you could start to have a bad day. Like, oh, I'm gonna get some snacks. You can have an unproductive day. Get some snacks. I'm gonna get a blanket. I'm gonna queue up the Netflix. I'm gonna binge watch something, right? But if you choose to go forth regardless, even if it's not exercise, as it is in my case, if you choose to go forth regardless, I'm gonna have a good day regardless. So you got to choose that, and you got to exercise that muscle, because you can't control that. You can only control you. So practice, build the muscle of controlling you. Body, mind, that's what you can control. You.
Yes. So I got a double blessing today, because it was drizzling, whatever. But my daughter, Aria, came and did my walk with me today, which is just like awesome sauce for me, because they never do, right? And so Aria came and she did the walk with me this morning. We walked all the way into town, and we got lost in the gingerbread house. This whole camp meeting association, and it's beautiful. It's like it's gingerbread houses basically, and it's all these different mazes and paths to go through. And we got turned around, but we made our way out, obviously. But we had a good time, and it was wonderful. With the drizzle, it didn't matter, y'all. It didn't matter, because it's what you focus on. It's what you focus on, right? It's what you focus on. So focus on what it is that you desire, what it is that you want to amplify in your life. Yes? Amplify it. So I'm all for the holy. Walk for the holy.
Amen for the holy.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Lizzie. Lizzie said, you guys together are so great. Thank you. Thank you. All right, y'all. All right. Tim's giving us a forecast. Wherever you are, Tim, it is 93. It's amazing. All right.
That's my 93. Day 93. Day 93.
Oh, my God.
Appreciate that, Tim. Good
looking
out.
Wait. 93?
93. Hit me hard, too. 93. 234 miles. What? I couldn't even wait till tomorrow, Tally Thursday. I had to let it out the bag. I was like, 230. Who did that? Who did that?
Wait, so if you don't know, Sekou has been running at least 1 mile every day since June 1st. If you don't know. So today is day 93.
Yep, day 93.
Oh, my goodness.
234. rain, sleet, snowstorms, ice. That day I ran on the icy track. That day I ran through the snowstorm. That day I ran through the thunderstorm and I was drenched. Oh, I mean, all that stuff helps you build that muscle of I can do it.
Yes.
Whatever it
yes.
is.
Yes.
Whatever it is, you got to build that muscle though.
Yeah.
You got to build it.
Yeah.
That's why I run outside. It's all kinds of indoor tracks. Nope. Bring the weather on. Let's go. Let's go. Day 93.
Day 93. Yes, Tim. I thought Tim was talking about the weather, but I should have known from the emoji, right? Yes, yes, yes. All right, y'all. All right. So please join me tomorrow for Morning Sip. We will continue our parable series. Tomorrow's a parable by our brother Jesus. And think about creating your own parable. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. All right, y'all. So peace and blessings, peace and justice. We're living life in joy. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Connected to our yes.